Everybody, guess what? It's Tuesday. In case you didn't know, I just had to look myself. We have a special guest. It's Patrick Cassidy with Studio Tenn. He's going to tell us about a white Christmas. Yeah, that stuff that you saw all downtown Franklin this weekend from the parade and the tree lighting. Well, this is a different kind of white Christmas, but we're excited to talk about it. How's it going this morning?
It's going great. It's thank you for having me, Donna. Yeah, it's not a white Christmas on the ground here in Tennessee, actually, at least not yet. We're
No.
hoping a little snow falls, or at least I do. But it is a white Christmas at the Turner Theater, the Irving Berlin famous musical, the incredible movie from the 50s with Rosemary Clooney, not Bob Hope, sorry, Danny Kaye, and Bing Crosby. Yeah, it's actually extraordinary. And I say that because in all my years being in the theater, I've never had a show or seen a show or knew about a show that was sold out before we opened for the entire run.
Wow.
That's yeah, and that's truly based. Well, I think it's based on two things. I think it's based obviously on the title. You can bring your family. People grew up with it. It was a tradition, I'm sure, watching the movie. And also, I think it's the quality of work that Studio Tenn has produced for the last two seasons and now entering our third season. I think people are not just trusting us, but are buying season tickets and are getting even more involved on a contributing level. And that's really fantastic and exciting. And the show, I'm very proud of the show. I got to direct this one. I don't get to direct them all because, frankly, I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
As a producer, as somebody who oversees it all, it's hard to sort of lock myself in a room for 2.5 weeks without actors, dancers, and singers. I love it, but so I try to direct two a year. I picked the two big musicals this year. I'm not sure why, but I did. And White Christmas is the first one. So, but yeah, it's wonderful. It's really wonderful, and everybody, children, grandparents, parents, all seem to love it so far.
Yes, you guys were nice enough to invite me to the dress rehearsal, and it was amazing. I mean, at Christmas time anyway, to see a show like this is just so nostalgic. But then the way that you guys put it together, and I don't want to give too much away, but the young girl in it, which I should have had my program, uh, well, she gives a little Tennessee thing. You always find a way to thread in a little bit of Tennessee into all of the productions. It was so funny. I was with a friend. We were dying laughing.
Yeah, it was so funny. I know what we are referring to, and I won't give it away either. But when she has her prayer,
Yes.
and she talks about, God bless California, especially Pasadena. I just felt I had to add something that has been a recurring statement to me and others since I've been here. These are going on 7 years. I just said I've got to acknowledge it, and yes, it not only gets a gigantic laugh, but it now is getting an applause.
Oh,
It actually stops her prayer for a few seconds because the audience really reacts. And I think I anticipated that. I thought because again, everybody knows, this statement.
yeah.
I get it all the time, and
Right.
I don't get it just because I'm from California. Everybody just seems to talk about it. So I said I have to interject it in the show.
I mean, you guys always do something like that, but that, especially in this production, was on point. Everybody got it instantly. It was so funny.
Even the Californians. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
no, but again, and we have two girls who play Susan. They're both 10. They're both fantastically talented, can act and sing and dance, and they're both very different in the part and equally as wonderful. It's great. They switch off every show. Yeah, Frankie and I'm Presley. Let's see, you saw the dress run, so you saw Frankie.
Yes.
And Presley opened the show, and Frankie will close the show. So, but they're great girls, incredibly professional. Their moms are great. I had a great time working with them.
Talk to me about the cast. I feel like some of them are familiar faces from other productions.
They are, although I will say, one of my goals every season when I'm casting all the shows is to bring new people to Studio Tenn, and we have a flurry of them in this show. That said, we also have, people that are staples for Studio Tenn, starting with Megan Murphy Chambers, who plays Martha. I mean, she has done, oh gosh, I don't know, 8, 9, 12 Studio Tenn shows. She was Sally Bowles in Cabaret. She was in The Play That Goes Wrong. She was in Steel Magnolias for me when I first got here 7 years ago. She's a unique and remarkable talent. She's hysterical in that part. Sings phenomenally. So she's one of what is it? Oh gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, she's one of the like I said, the staples that have done so many shows for us. We also have Ben Laxton, who plays the lead Bob, and he was in Jersey Boys for us. He played Bob.
Yes, I recognize that.
Yeah. And he's wonderful. And he is actually a Tennessean. He went to Belmont, but then he moved to New York with his wife, and he was in the Broadway musical The Book of Mormon for like 9 years. And they've had some children. They finally had their second one, and he wanted to move back here. So now he's a local, which is great.
Oh,
because
wow.
obviously he has a very high skill level, and he's here. And but we have also I think 5 actors from out of town. As I think I've told you in the past, I'm meticulous with casting. We have an amazing group and pool of actors and singers here, incredibly talented, but it's not a gigantic pool like a New York or a Los Angeles, that type of thing. So if I'm not completely certain with somebody in the role, I go out and look for it. And sometimes the shows require special skills that just the people haven't walked in the door here, like $1 Million Quartet, where they have to play instruments and stuff, or Jersey Boys. Find me a Frankie Valli here would be very difficult. And
right.
And if the actor doesn't walk in the door, I've got to go find it. So in this case, I also knew this show is very big. It plays the Jackson. It's like 28 people. Randy Skinner, who did the original choreography and was nominated for a Tony for it, is a good friend. He actually choreographed and put me and my mother in the Broadway production of 42nd Street.
Wow.
So when I decided to do the show, I called him and I said, listen, I want to do White Christmas. Is there a way to cut it down to like 17 or 18? Well, that's a lot of cast members that you're taking out of a show that's built on a larger cast, right? But we did it and we figured it out. But I said, the only way we can do this in 2.5 weeks, and that's all we had. And that includes the tech process in the theater, which is only 4 days. I said, I have to find 2 people to play Judy and to play Phil that have done it, because they have so much dancing, and they also have to choreograph it because Randy couldn't. So I found the brilliant Jeremy Benton and Elizabeth McGuire. I had done actually 42nd Street with Jeremy. He was a young kid in the chorus when we did it. So I knew him. They came in to play those parts, and they taught the original choreography to the rest of the cast. It was a huge, huge feather in our cap. And then I brought in a stage manager who had stage managed the show 9 times. So I had a base of people that really knew it, that I knew that could deliver the show in a 2.5 week process.
Wow.
And that was great.
Yeah. So you delivered some bad news. You told us it's completely sold out. There's no tickets left at all.
Well, yes and no. And in the
Okay, I just want to give some people some hope, because it is really great.
Here's what I suggest. You can get tickets. I would check if you want to get tickets. I mean, it was sold out in the sense that you couldn't get pairs together. Were there single tickets? Yes, there was but not, again, not a lot. But what is happening now is that if you call, let's say you call on a daily basis and you go, okay, you can find people that may have returned tickets or had to switch their tickets and couldn't. And so, like, we had 4 that became available on Saturday night this past week. And boom, they got snatched up like that. Or you could put your name on a waiting list. You call the box office, put your name on the waiting list and say, hi, my name is Mr. and Mrs. Smith. and I'd love to go on, say, December 12th. When 2 tickets become available, will you please call me? I will purchase them immediately. So that's the way to do it at this point. The same held true with Jersey Boys. We had a waiting list, for many of the shows. I would suggest that, and I'm thinking that if you do that and you take the time to do that, you're going to find some tickets. You'll find
Because when does the show end? The 2020th?
21st.
21st, 21st. Okay. So closer we get to that, people may have other things that come up and they might not still be able to go, because I don't want you guys to miss out. This is a really, really fun. It's going to put you in the holiday spirit.
Yeah, that's a definite. It's, everybody walks out of there smiling from ear to ear and humming the songs, and God knows if you saw the movie, you're even more, I think, enthralled with it, seeing it on the stage.
Yeah.
I will say though, people also, it's generated people to buy the next shows, because having this problem, at least for Studio Tenn, is a good problem. And what it's teaching people, I hope, is to buy their tickets early. We sold out Jersey Boys. We've sold out White Christmas largely. And it's going to teach people going forward to say, listen, I'm going to get season tickets. I want to be secure, or I'm going to buy single tickets, but I'm going to buy them early. And that's what we want. We want people to really, that love the experience. And I'm sure the experience covers, going to dinner, or going and having drinks and socializing, and then going to see a show, but that they have tickets secured to do so,
Yeah. Yeah. No more waiting around to the last minute or walking up and hoping to get a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do that anymore. Let's talk a little bit ahead. What's the next show coming up after this?
Well, this season was literally designed, I called it sort of the universal, or the something for everyone season. And if you look at all the shows, our tag thing was, it's a season about what's the it was horror, dance, thriller,
Yeah.
comedy, and epic. And the first one, we'd never done a horror play before, and it was Dracula. And again, a wonderful show, the complete antithesis of White Christmas. White Christmas was the first big, gigantic dance show we've ever done, and as you know, there's a lot of dance in that show, and wonderfully done. The next one is a thriller, and I'm really excited about this show. It was a big hit movie with Michael Caine and Chris Reeve in the 80s, and it was a Pulitzer Prize winning play in the late 70s. And it's the story of, it's called Death Trap, and it's the story of a very successful Broadway playwright who's kind of at the end of his career, and a young playwright who attended the older playwright seminar writes a play that is unbelievable and fantastic. And the older playwright, who's married, decides to ask him up to his place in upstate New York, or actually, I'm sorry, in Connecticut, and talk to him about partnering on the play with the young sort of student. And then you watch what happens. And it's literally a sit on the edge of your seat thriller about what's going to happen next. And it's really beautifully done. I mean, it's very intense, but not like Dracula.
Right.
This is a kind of a whodunit, and I can't wait to see what the outcome is going to be. It's that kind of play. I think people will be fascinated with it. We have an incredible group of actors too. They're so good. And then the next one after that is Boing Boing, which is a gigantic, hysterical, fall-in-your-face comedy, like The Play That Goes Wrong. People can't stop laughing. That was also a movie with Tony Curtis and Jerry Lewis in the 60s. And it's about a guy who's engaged to 3 flight attendants. One that's on Italian Airlines, one that's on Lufthansa Airlines, the German airline, and one that's on American Airlines. And they all don't know about each other. And they end up at his apartment in France at the same time. So it's a hide and doors, and I mean, it is hysterical. And then the final show is the epic Jesus Christ Superstar, written by Andrew Lloyd Webber. And that is just, I mean, everybody knows that score, and it's incredible music. And I have a cast coming in from New York to play Jesus, Judas, and Mary, the three leads that are all big Broadway and Grammy people. My best friend,
Wow.
Adam Pascal, he was in the original Rent, nominated for a Tony, was in the Rent movie. He's done a million Broadway shows. He's playing Jesus. A guy named Michael Kilgore, who got nominated for a Grammy, a ridiculous singer, is playing Judas. And Olivia Valli, who happens to be Frankie Valli's granddaughter and was Elphaba on Broadway and Wicked, is playing Mary. So
Wow.
those three combined with an incredible Tennessee cast, I think are just going to wow people here at the end of our season.
Wow. All right. Lots to look forward to. But if you want to feel like it's Christmas, go see The White Christmas. It's so fun.
Yeah, come see it. I guarantee you, if you do your due diligence and ask each day if you have tickets tonight, you're going to get a pair.
All right. Tell people where to call. You know the number, or I can put it up.
Yeah, put up the number. It's the box office of Studio Tenn. You can go to studiotenn.org and you can go on our website and they have the box office there. They'll have the phone number. They'll have how to get tickets. It might still sold out, but be persistent. I promise you, if you're persistent from now to the 21st of December, you will find a pair of tickets.
Okay. Hey, it's been great to catch up with you.
You too.
Great
Dawn.
job as always. So
Thank
fun to talk about it afterwards. You know, sometimes I feel like I need to like talk through like what happened and now I know you put that little line in there just for us, the Tennesseans.
I did. And let me say one more thing that is incredibly important. It's a dream come true. As you may know, being a nonprofit, we earn income only two ways. One is ticket revenue, which we're doing astounding at. You know, season tickets record breaking this year. But the other way is contributions and donations. Well, we had a donor, wants to remain anonymous, new donor, that contributed $500,000 on opening night, and it was a match, and it couldn't have come at a better time during the holidays. It's an amazing gift, and we've already raised another additional $150,000. We want to try to get to the million mark, and that kind of contribution, that kind of donation is what pays for White Christmas. It's what pays for our company to continue on a yearly basis to keep the lights on. So people, like I said, are getting involved on a deep level and understanding what it takes to run the company, but more importantly, taking pride in us being the resident Franklin and Williamson County Theater Company.
Right. And it's great to have you guys right here in Franklin. Hey, thanks again. We will check in with you soon on the next production because it's right around the corner.
Thanks, Don. I appreciate it. Good to see you.